Popular U.S. TV host Sean Hannity unleashed a scathing attack on Prince Harry for bashing the U.S. while he lives there after the Duke of Sussex's recent speech at the United Nations drew widespread controversy. Prince Harry used a speech at the United Nations this week to bash the U.S., prompting widespread backlash from American conservatives. In an interview with Piers Morgan, popular Fox News host Sean Hannity said he was sick and tired of Harry and his wife Meghan Markle lecturing Americans. The primetime host said, "One of America's newest residents, Prince Harry, is once again bashing the USA, using a recent speech at the United Nations to say this about our great country." He then showed a clip of Harry telling the audience at the UN, "This has been a painful year and a painful decade. We're living through a pandemic that continues to ravage communities in every corner of the globe, climate change wreaking havoc on our planet, with the most vulnerable suffering most of all, the few, weaponizing lies and disinformation at the expense of the many. Harry, since marrying Meghan, has lost his friends, family, and any respect people had for him. I've never seen anyone change so much in such a short time. Harry will end up with nowhere wanting him as a resident. He really is stupid and he is showing the world he is too. Take away everything that associates them with British royalty and make it known that they are nobodies." The world witnessed it subliminally at the Jubilee festivities. It needs to be made official and public. Do it and be damned. The whinging, wailing, temper tantrums, and insults that are forthcoming in retaliation from them will pale into insignificance over time compared to the damage to the monarchy, RRF, and its status on the world's stage that this pair of traitors is causing and will continue to cause. Oh, Harry does sit down and just shut up. You know absolutely nothing about the USA. You live in your mansion and you charter planes to take you places, you have a gardener that takes care of things and most likely a chef. You and Meghan seem to only have rich friends. Try living my life. Go to the grocery store and see all the empty shelves, do your own laundry, cut your own grass, and don't take vacations because gas is so high. You are disgusting." The Duke of Sussex continued, "And from the horrific war in Ukraine to the rolling back of constitutional rights here in the United States, we are witnessing a global assault on democracy and freedom, the cause of Mandela's life, Mr." Hannity furiously condemned the remarks, which were seen as a veiled attack on the Supreme Court returning abortion-related authority to state governments via Dobbs v. Jackson. He said, "Save us the lectures." Those condescending remarks drew widespread mockery for Harry's complete and total disconnect from reality. Harry and Meghan are the same people who say they wanted privacy. So why all the hatred and disdain for the country he is choosing to move to after rejecting royal life in the UK? Why all the animosity and hatred for someone who lives such a privileged life? I am sick and tired of this putrid woke lecture from Harry and Meghan, Mr. Hannity joked that he would pay for a private jet to send them back to the UK. Other conservative voices, including several politicians, also criticized the Duke. Columnist Eddie Zipperer tweeted, "If you owe everything you have in life to the title of nobility that was bestowed on you at birth, you should feel free not to lecture anyone about democracy and freedom." UFC fighter Tim Kennedy ridiculed the fact that a prince from the British royal family is telling Americans that they should be disarmed. Harry previously faced accusations of interfering in U.S. politics when he branded the First Amendment, the right to free speech, bonkers. They are Meghan's words spoken by Harry the Fool. He's too dim to see the manipulative and damning effect his wife is having on his health and reputation. I feel ashamed for him. Harry was the blue-eyed boy of the royal family. Then along comes him, and within months he's trashed his family as she trashed hers. He's burning his bridges on both sides of the pond. They are Meghan's words spoken by Harry the Fool. He's too dim to see the manipulative and damning effect his wife is having on his health and reputation. I feel ashamed for him. Harry was the blue-eyed boy of the royal family. Then along comes him, and within months he's trashed his family as she trashed hers. He's burning his bridges on both sides of the pond. I can remember Harry saying of the BRF, "We are going to be the family she never had." What a disgusting thing to say about the Markles. But one thing turned out to be true: she treated Harry's family as if they were her own, but not in the way one would expect. It's a curious thing about humans, but we often can't appreciate something until we experience it ourselves. Harry went to the US and had a good moan, and the US felt sympathy for him. Then Harry started to moan about the US and the penny dropped. Has been being definitely off his nut, and no one can call out a nut too much better than Hannity. Meghan must be having a field day with the way she's manipulating her meal ticket to say what she's telling him to say. She's laughing all the way to the bank. Sean, please send that plane to Timbuktu rather than the UK. They aren't wanted there either. You must have missed when they were booed last month. Hey, been saying for a while now that Harry's parked himself in with the wrong political faction in the US, and he's being horribly misled by his wife and her PR employees who are ex-Clinton operatives. Millions of Americans have rejected Harry's anti-American woke junk ideology. Mr. Hannity has expressed what the majority of patriotic Americans feel toward Harry and Meghan. Most Americans do not indulge or believe in wokeness, which is an insidious weaponization of made-up culture that has infected our basic true values and beliefs. This insidious woke thing is strictly in the east and west coast of the United States. Harry, being a guest in our country, should stay out of things he doesn't understand or take time to get himself adequately educated before attacking his host country. It's obvious this is Meghan's words. I'll say it again, Harry, and I hope you'll heed the words. You married a nasty fraud. The excellent comments by Mr. Hannity acknowledge the fact that he is a British prince. So regardless of whether titles are recognized in the US, it appears they are. Therefore, to echo the by now voices of thousands, when are all his titles and line of succession going to be removed? When is the Titles Deprivation Act going to be tweaked so he and his odious creature of a wife become Mr. and Mrs. Harry Windsor? I am thinking that all his speeches are written by Meghan and she's using him to express her controversial views. That way, when there's the inevitable backlash, he cops it while she sits back and plays the innocent. Wake up, Harry. What point was Harry trying to make apart from looking at me? I am going to look as stupid as possible and insult America region letter U region letter S along with a lot of world leaders and get everybody's back up in the UK. The lies are still spewing out from Harry and Meghan about the royals. Harry and Meghan are totally toxic. Would America please kick this pair out? They can move down to Mexico where they speak Spanish and no one can understand them. They'll be happy pressed up against the metal railings of their fence, looking out and shouting how great they are as everyone walks by, paying them no attention. Harry, thanks to his comments about the American constriction and its internal laws, etc., all of which were things I think his wife told him to say, have upset many people in the USA. There are more guns in America than people. It will only take one bullet to get rid of him. It happened to Lincoln and JFK, so a not very bright British price would be an easy target. I think he will be assassinated and his loving wife will then be a widow reaping global sympathy and millions of dollars for her life story about the loss of her prince. Another book for her, and that would make a good film for her to write, produce and direct. Mega millions for me gain. She would get everything, including retaining her title, as the royal family would then never remove it. If I was Harry, I would run back to the UK now before a bullet gets him. He goes on bike rides to the beach, plays polo, walks around in open spaces in La La Land. He's wide open to a sniper.